Please hold. Ooh, I probably am gonna go somewhere else. Hey everybody, Neil Winteray with Matterhorn Business Development back at you on the YouTube channel here. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you are learning. The last few videos I've done have been a lot of fun to film, and I hope that you got a lot out of them, from reading people's minds to talking about people that are lying and all these sorts of things. But I want to talk about another one today, which is about you, the salesman or the business owner or the person in charge. And I've touched on this previously. If you go deep back, probably a year or so ago, I did a video talking about amateur salesmen and professional salesmen and different characteristics of different salespeople. Well, I want to talk about a characteristic that might help you, and that is be approachable. Okay, what I mean by that is sometimes when I'm going through a store, now again, this kind of falls into my mind reading class, but when I'm going through a store and I need some help and I look around and I see the people that are working the floor, or I see the people that are behind the counter are pissed off or having a disagreement with a customer, I'm not gonna talk to them. So what I mean by being approachable is make sure that no matter what's going on, you are willing to communicate with another person and willing to be able to experience communicating with them. Because if I, as the prospect or the potential buyer of a product, call your office and I get a receptionist who's like, please hold. Ooh, I probably am gonna go somewhere else. I'm probably gonna not wanna do business there because the person who is answering the phones for this whole company doesn't even wanna be approached by me or want to communicate with me. So I'm gonna go somewhere else. I had a recent experience at a restaurant. It was very interesting. The whole restaurant needed reorganization on customer service. The food was great. It was a place in Dallas. There's always a line to get into this place, and me and two other people finally got into this place. We had tried to get in last time I was in Dallas and it was full. So we get in, there's no wait. They sit us down at a table, and for 10 minutes, nobody comes by. And we're just sitting at this table, and I'm like, gosh, I'm really hungry, I'm ready to order. So I grabbed like a busboy or somebody who walked by who I knew wasn't a waiter, and I said, listen, we've been here for 10 minutes. Could you go get our waiter, let him know that we're here? A minute later, this guy kind of walks back to the table and he's like, the waiter says that you're not supposed to be sitting here. And I'm like, okay, well, they sat me here. Who cares whether the waiter thinks I should be here or not? And so then I was like, I told the guy, I said, you know what? I want a different server. I'm gonna sit right here. This is where you guys sat me, but I don't want that person to be my server. Could you let the manager know? And the manager came out and I explained to the person, I'm like, listen, I told him and he did a great job. And then he said that the waiter said I wasn't supposed to be sitting here. And she's like, well, that's really weird. I'm gonna get you our best server. And so she actually took a different server from a different place to come and wait on us. Because I knew automatically that that server was not gonna be approachable. They were not gonna be willing to listen to us. They were not gonna come over with a smile on their face and help us out. And lo and behold, the time that we were sitting there, that manager had to go and handle 2 other tables that that guy had been waiting on. So I already knew right off the bat that that server was not gonna be approachable. They were not gonna be willing to work with me. So as a salesperson, I am going to always be approachable and always be willing to talk to somebody. And if I'm ever not willing to talk to this person, they're gonna know about it because I'm pretty much gonna tell them straight off the bat, like, listen, I don't think this is for you and I'm just gonna, go somewhere else. So always make sure that you're approachable, you're willing to communicate, because if I come into a store and I see that you don't wanna deal with people, I'm not gonna talk to you. If I call your business and the person answering the phone hates answering the phone and hates people, I'm not gonna do business with you. So there's this sort of a characteristic or trait that you have to learn, that even if you're having a really bad day, you have to be able to just put a stop to whatever just happened and put your attention solely on the person in front of you, no matter what just occurred, and not let me know that you are, having a problem over here or over there. You always have to make it seem like you're willing to communicate with me and help me as the person in front of you. So that is one of my traits that I find helps me do better, is that I always try and make myself approachable and make sure that people who are coming up to me are gonna feel welcomed. And no matter what I have going on, I'm gonna take the time to talk to you and be able to share thoughts with you and maybe tell you, maybe not, whatever it is, but make sure you're approachable, make sure that you put your attention on the person in front of you, and make sure whoever's answering your phones, make sure whoever is dealing with the public or the people that are your customers or your people who are paying you for services always feel like they're getting treated properly by somebody who's willing to be there and communicate with them. I'll see you next time.